It's my privilege to welcome you on behalf of the Faculty of Theology, Stellenbosch University, to this year's Open Day. My journey with theology began more than 30 years ago when I was one of the first women to study theology here at Stellenbosch University. Then this faculty looked very different. Same building, same big trees within the same luscious garden, but with an all-white male Dutch Reformed Church faculty and students, with only here and there a female or a black student. Today, the Faculty of Theology is a vibrant community made up of students and colleagues from all denominations. Our official partners, the Dutch Reformed Church, URSA, Presbyterian, Anglican, the Volkskerk in Africa, Lutheran, but also members of many other faith communities who teach and study in this very old building with its rich history. What's more, our faculty, staff, and students represent all the different population groups in our beautiful country, with students coming to us from the rest of Africa as well as from abroad. And there are many female lecturers and students who flourish in this space. We are proud of our diversity, and as lecturer, I can tell you that it's exhilarating to see the rich engagement in our classes, where students and lecturers alike truly learn from one another, in many instances forging lifelong friendships. We are a small faculty, but this is also what makes us unique on this campus. You will not merely be a number, but an individual who, over the course of your studies, if you show up for class, and please do, I cannot emphasize enough that there is a direct correlation between class attendance and your academic performance, will become a person to your lecturers and fellow students. They will get to know you, your hopes and dreams and desires, and perhaps also your fears and vulnerabilities. But what makes us really unique is that we do more at this Faculty of Theology than merely impart knowledge to you. Your BTH and BDiv degrees, of which some of my colleagues will speak about in greater detail, will open up doors for you. I will say a bit more about the skills you will learn by means of what is known as the university's graduate attributes, which are what we hope to all our graduates will acquire during your time with us. First and foremost, embracing critical thinking. We teach you to think. You will also teach one another to think deeper. And you will at times also challenge us as lecturers to continue to think in new ways. We will be broaching some difficult topics in the classroom, asking some questions about the nature and the role of the Bible, the church, theology, ethics, mission, etc. We hopefully will impart to you the importance of wrestling with texts, topics, and one another, so as to learn how to better address what our former rector, Russell Botman, has described as those wicked problems that require multidisciplinary, multidimensional approach. By embracing critical thinking, we hope that you will become problem solvers, that you will learn to challenge harmful traditions and practices and work together to think outside the box and find creative, life-giving solutions. Second, becoming an engaged citizen. Throughout the years, the theological faculty has distinguished itself as being on the forefront of conversations on justice and reconciliation, whether it be courageous conversations concerning issues of land, poverty, inequality, transformation, restitution, redress, gender-based violence, and hate crimes. The faculty consistently has held up the importance of human dignity as protected in the South African Bill of Rights. Everyone has an inherent dignity and the right to have their dignity respected and protected. In terms of gender justice, you will see many of the faculty, staff, and students wearing black on Thursdays as part of the Thursdays in Black movement that's concerned with fighting gender-based violence. Third, turning into dynamic professionals. We hope and trust that you will exit this faculty as dynamic professionals, ready to preach, to teach, to comfort the bereaved, to organize, to fulfill leadership roles, to develop, to empower wherever you find yourselves, to show up on time, to be a person upon whom individuals in the community can depend. And all of this starts with assessments. My philosophy professor used to say that the only thing we can teach first years, and I would add second, third, fourth, and final year students, is the importance of deadlines. Finally, being a well-rounded individual. It is important to walk away from this faculty and university with more than a degree or degrees. The world is at your feet. We hope to open windows and doors to other worlds, music, books, film, and art. You will see in the classes I teach that I always draw on these as we also think about the intersection of Bible and popular culture, or Bible and art. So read, engage, watch movies, go to art galleries, and yes, also enjoy the outdoors. Go for walks in our lovely mountains. Enjoy all that Stellenbosch has to offer to its students. Well, not too much. Moderation is key. I want to conclude by offering you a sneak peek at some of the interesting topics, themes, conversations that await you. As you all know, South Africa and the world at large experience a number of setbacks on economic and political level during the past year. And many of you come from community where you individually and collectively suffer greatly from violence, poverty, social exclusion, and so forth. In terms of the various subdisciplines of theology, here are some of the questions you will consider. In terms of the Bible, we will ask questions like, why do we suffer like this? What is the link between God and suffering? How do different parts of the Bible speak about the violence and ongoing economic and political challenges faced by people in our communities? In terms of systematic theology, we are not the first people to ask questions regarding God and suffering. How did past theologians speak about God when people suffered? For instance, Luther during the Black Plague and Calvin to the refugees and the sick. How do black and feminist theologians help us to see how violence and injustice has affected the most vulnerable constituencies in our communities? In terms of church history, what has been and is the role of the church throughout the ages? How have churches all around the world acted for better or worse in times of crisis? Mission. How does the church become the hands and feet of God in the world? How do we inspire individuals and communities to become agents of change in a world that is suffering? Practical theology. How do we preach in a context marred by poverty and injustice? How do we care and minister to those who are sick and dying, and to those who stay behind? How do we rebuild our communities suffering from poverty and violence? What role do pastors and community leaders play in congregations that are facing challenges on multiple levels? And what about the youth and children affected by poverty and injustice? This is an exciting time to be a student and a lecturer in the theological faculty at Stellenbosch University. We hope your time with us will be meaningful and transformative. Enjoy, learn, grow. We look forward to journeying with you. Finally, ask us if you do not know something. Our contact information is on the website. Enjoy the summer, and we look forward welcoming you next year when classes start early February. Thank you.